Hello there, a very good morning to you. This is Primetime Breakfast News. I am Sonali Vanikapathige. We'll start off with a look at this morning's headlines. Ballot papers for upcoming local government election to be handed over to the post on the 6th of next month. Christine Lagarde named as IMF chief. And England beat Sri Lanka in ODI in London. Now for the news in detail. The Election Secretariat states that the official ballot papers will be handed over to the Postal Department on the 6th of July. Additional Elections Commissioner W.P. Sumanasiri said that this process will be facilitated by the relevant returning officers. Elections are scheduled to be held on the 23rd of July for those local government institutions for which elections were not held previously. The first ever gathering of the SAARC member countries' Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change is to be held in Colombo starting today. The Ministry of Environment stated that the meeting will last for 2 days.
The 16th SAARC World Leaders Summit held in Thimphu, Bhutan last year. The Thimphu Declaration was signed to deal with overcoming the challenge of climate change. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change was instituted to facilitate what was said in the Thimphu Declaration. The Minister of Environment added that delegates from Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Pakistan and Afghanistan will attend the 2-day meeting.
The newly carpeted Dirakkanda roadway in Pohdaramulla was vested in the public yesterday. A function was held under the patronage of Deputy Minister of Highways Rohita Appegunawardena.
A sum of 11 million rupees was spent on carpeting the Dirakkanda road in Pohdaramulla.
I am used to getting scolded, but I am only used to getting scolded from the true SLF peer. I am a Sri Lankan who will humbly accept even a slap across the face if it comes from a person who loves the SLFP. But if those who go behind others try to point their finger at me, I know how to teach them a good lesson. It was the result of this that this road was built, spending 110 lakhs.
හොඳටම දන්නවා ඒකේ ප්‍රතිඵලයක් තමයි මේ පාර ලක්ෂ 110ක් වියදම් කළා හැදුවේ කියන එකත් මම මතක්.
Still in local news, the attention of the Wildlife Conservation Department has been drawn towards giving the general public an opportunity to witness at the Muthurajawala Sanctuary. Wildlife Director General Dr. Chandravansha Pathiraj stated that they intended on carrying out an evaluation in this regard.
The Muthurajawala Sanctuary, spanning over 2,000 acres, is home to such animal varieties such as crocodiles and various types of birds. The Wildlife Director General stated that it is rich in biodiversity. A boat service is also to be commenced for the benefit of the public. Dr. Chandravansha Pathiraj noted that 2 teams, including a group of officials of the Wildlife Department, will be visiting the Muthurajawala Sanctuary in the coming days to carry out an evaluation. Attention will also be focused on providing facilities to the general public that come to visit the sanctuary.
Well, France's Finance Minister Christine Lagarde has been named as the first woman to head the International Monetary Fund.
Lagarde fought off Mexico's Agustín Cárdenas for the job, although an IMF statement said that both candidates were well qualified. She received backing from America and the European Union and key emerging market nations, including China, India and Brazil. The post became vacant following the resignation of Dominic Strauss-Kahn. In a statement, the IMF said that its 24-member board regarded both candidates as highly suitable for the job, but had decided on Lagarde by consensus. Although Lagarde is the first woman to become managing director since the IMF was created in 1944, she maintains the tradition that the post is held by a European. It has been convention that Europe gets the IMF while an American gets the top job at the World Bank.
Keeping with news from the international arena, police have fired tear gas in running battles with stone-throwing youth in Athens, where a 48-hour general strike is being held against a parliamentary vote on tough austerity measures.
Thousands of protesters gathered outside Parliament in the capital, where public transport ground to a halt. Prime Minister George Papandreou has said that only his €28 billion austerity plan would get Greece back on its feet. If the package is not approved, Greece could run out of money within weeks. Without a new plan in place, the EU and the International Monetary Fund say that they will withhold €12 billion of loans which Greece needs to repay debts due in mid-July. The newly named IMF chief, Christine Lagarde, has urged Greek politicians to unite to avoid a debt default. As thousands of peaceful demonstrators observed nighttime protests outside the Greek parliament, sporadic clashes continued nearby within black-hooded rock-hurling youth and police firing tear gas. Earlier, more than 5,000 police officers were deployed in the city centre to monitor what started off as a peaceful rally, but rapidly deteriorated. As many as 20 police officers and 4 demonstrators were injured in the scuffle, while a number of demonstrators were treated for breathing difficulties. Reports reveal that some 18 people were detained by police. Greece's general strike has halted most public services, banks are closed and hospitals are operating on skeleton staff. A number of flights were cancelled at Athens International Airport, while trains, buses and ferries were also affected.
And up next, we take a look at this morning's Global Wrap.
The government of India released 14 Pakistani nationals who were lodged in different jails and repatriated them to their homelands from the Wagah border post yesterday. Among the 14 were 5 under-teen-age prisoners. Although most of the prisoners had completed their term, the release was delayed due to the delay in verification and confirmation of their identities. Floodwater continued to surround a nuclear power plant in the Midwest United States after a protective berm around the containment building collapsed over the weekend. But officials say the Fort Callan plant in Nebraska is safe and a new barrier will be erected soon. Floodwaters would have to rise more than 2 meters, which is unlikely for key buildings to be threatened, and officials say if that happens, additional emergency measures are in place. The Opera Gallery in Monaco is hoping that a few super-rich guests in town for the Monaco royal marriage might pop by for a few wedding present or a souvenir from the collection of rare Picassos they have on offer this summer. The collection has a combined estimated value of around 60 to 70 million euros and includes rare works on paper and canvases from the period when the artist lived on the French Riviera.